I never believed in legends until I lived one. They say in the forests outside this small town, something tall and faceless roams. They call it Slenderman. I thought it was a story to scare kids until I saw it. It began with missing people, hikers, campers, teenagers wandering off trails. Their footprints ended on the path. Nothing, no sign of struggle, just silence. Locals whispered of shadows moving between trees, stretching much too long to belong to any human. I came here to document these reports, to understand why fear seems to amplify in darkness. My partner Rachel joined me. We planned to camp a week in the woods, record unusual activity, gather evidence. The first night passed quietly, but before dawn I felt it, something watching the tent from outside. I unzipped the door and put out my hand, but the forest was still. No rustle, no twigs snapping, just cold air brushing my fingers. Rachel slept on. I whispered into the recorder. I see nothing, but I feel it. By midday, we found marks, tall, vertical scratches against trees, too high to be made by a man, too straight for a branch. The bark stripped, the shape of something reaching up. That evening, the wind turned. Soft voices drifted, whispers in no known tongue. We replayed our audio and heard them again. Far-off crying children, sighs of regret, and beneath it all, a high-pitched hum, relentless, echoing inside the mind. Rachel said she saw a tall figure glimpsed between trunks, a silhouette, featureless, arms unnaturally long. I asked her to describe it. She stopped, eyes wide. She didn't walk, she said. It slid. Have you ever felt a presence in the room when no one was there? That hollow mirror of your own heartbeat. At midnight, I stepped outside alone. The moon was a sliver, the trees casting monstrous shadows. I turned slowly, and there, a figure, behind the trees, in the clearing, silent, its head and face blank, skin pale, limbs tall and thin. It stared. I froze, my breath held, recorder trembling in my grip. Then it vanished into the forest, like a wisp of smoke dissolving. The silence that followed was deafening, a weight pressing against my ears. I returned to the tent. Rachel asked quietly, "Did you see it?" My voice caught. Yes. The following morning, Rachel was gone. At first, I thought she went to collect firewood, but hours passed and there were no footprints leading away from camp. Only faint impressions circling the tent, like someone had been pacing all night. The forest was quiet, too quiet. Even the birds were gone. I replayed the audio recorder. Beneath the static, a soft distortion pulsed. A low frequency, rhythmic, like breathing. Then a whisper. "Don't look for her." I froze, my hands trembled. The voice wasn't Rachel's. It was something else, distant, stretched, like speech slowed to an unnatural crawl. I gathered the equipment, camera and flashlight, and stepped into the trees. The light cut through the fog, revealing shapes that seemed to shift when I blinked. My sense of direction began to twist. Every path looked the same. I found a clearing with what looked like drawings carved into the soil. Spirals, stick figures with no faces, tall lines beside them. The symbols were arranged in circles, almost ritualistic. In the center lay Rachel's camera, still recording. I pressed play. The screen flickered. Through the static, I saw Rachel's face illuminated by the campfire. She was crying, whispering into the lens. "Don't let him in." Then the video cut to black. Something cracked behind me. A branch snapped, slow and deliberate. I turned the light. Nothing. Another snap, closer. Then I saw it. A long shadow sliding across the fog, moving without a source. I ran. Branches whipped my face. My lungs burned. Yet, no matter how fast I moved, the sound of slow steps echoed behind me. Steady, patient, matching my heartbeat. When I stumbled into the old ranger station, I slammed the door shut and leaned against it. Dust filled the air. The building was abandoned, walls covered in drawings of the same faceless figure. Hundreds of them, some drawn by children's hands, others scratched deep with nails. In the corner stood a dusty filing cabinet. Inside, reports, decades old. Missing persons, 12. Area, Slender Pines. Police notes described witnesses seeing a tall man in black, always near disappearances. Some entries ended abruptly, mid-sentence, as if the writer vanished too. I turned on my recorder. My voice was shaking. "This thing, it's been here for years. The stories, the symbols, all the same pattern. I think it feeds on memory, on fear itself. It's not just watching, it's choosing." Then came that sound again. The low hum, like before, rising from the floorboards. My flashlight flickered. The walls began to bend, stretch, pulse, as if the building itself was breathing. In the window's reflection, I saw movement, a tall silhouette behind me. I didn't turn, couldn't. My body refused. My vision blurred, every nerve screaming. Then a whisper, the same as before, close this time, right beside my ear. "She's waiting." The light died. When I woke, the room was empty. The camera lay beside me, still recording. My own voice played back. "Don't look for her." Outside, the forest seemed endless, looping, shifting, alive. I ran in one direction for hours and somehow ended up at the same clearing. The drawings on the ground had changed. Now there were 2 tall figures, and in the center, a new one, smaller, with my shape. The forest was silent again. Too silent. Every instinct screamed to run,
yet every path led back to the same clearing. The trees weren't just trees anymore. They leaned closer, their shadows bending in ways that light shouldn't allow. Have you ever felt like the world itself was watching you? I whispered into the recorder, my voice trembling. Like something old and patient is waiting for you to make a mistake. The wind didn't answer, but deep in that static-filled quiet, I heard a faint rhythm. Footsteps, slow and deliberate. Each step echoed inside my chest. I tried to scream Rachel's name, but the sound came out distorted, like the forest swallowed my voice. Then I saw movement ahead, a flash of pale limbs, long and smooth, sliding between the trunks. Not walking, gliding. "Who are you?" I shouted, though I already knew. The air thickened. The smell of iron filled my lungs. I turned, and there he was. Tall, impossibly tall, with no face, no eyes, only the shape of a man wearing something that shimmered like black smoke.
He didn't move, but every time I blinked, he was closer. The camera began to glitch, recording fragments of me. One moment standing, the next kneeling, then running, all spliced together like time itself was collapsing. "What do you want?" The voice that answered wasn't his, it was mine, played backward through the recorder. "Remember." And then I saw flashes. Children in the woods, drawings pinned to trees, people vanishing into fog, all faces blurred, all stories forgotten, like he erased them from the world, leaving only silence. Suddenly, my flashlight revealed a shape in the distance, a wooden post, and hanging from it, Rachel's necklace. I reached out, trembling. The chain was warm, pulsing faintly, like a heartbeat. Behind me, branches cracked. I turned, and the forest was gone. Only darkness remained, endless, stretching in all directions. Then, out of nowhere, I heard Rachel's voice. Soft, broken. "He doesn't take you. He keeps you." I ran toward the sound, but each step made the world distort more, the ground shifting into static, the trees melting into thin lines. My hands disappeared first, then my arms, then my reflection in the camera's lens. "Wait," I said, "please." But Slenderman didn't answer. He didn't need to. His silence was enough. In the final seconds of the tape, before the footage cuts to black, a faint image appears. 3 figures standing in fog. Rachel, the tall man, and someone new, holding a camera. My camera. You know, it's strange. Every culture has its watcher. The thing in the woods. The shadow that doesn't blink. Maybe Slenderman isn't just a story. Maybe he's a reflection of something ancient that never left. Tell me, would you look behind you right now if you heard a branch snap? Because sometimes all it takes for him to appear is curiosity. If you made it this far, you're brave. But how brave are you really? Tell me in the comments if you've ever seen something standing where it shouldn't be. And if you dare, stay tuned for the next story. Because next time, we're going deeper.